to the EMBR.ACE Education Podcast, where we explore the heart of learning, growth, leadership, and well-being. And today we were joined by Iro Tsakiri. I'm so excited to have Iro with us today. She is the newly appointed General Manager of Starttech Adventures, a remarkable leader whose journey through the world of innovation, of entrepreneurship, embodies, I think, continuous growth. Iro is one of the most in love with growth people I've ever met. Also reflection and courage, I have to say. Iro, welcome. It's really a pleasure to have you with us.
It is really nice to be here, Effie. Thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. I am feeling honored.
We met with Iro a long time ago. Is it 7 years? It is.
8 years now.
8 years now. Wow.
8 years ago, yeah.
And I remember the first time we met, you were a student of the English groups that we have in Starttech Adventures, and you were also a sports trainer back then.
Yep. Back then, yes. I was also a sports trainer.
You were also a sports trainer.
Also, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right. So what today, that's why I wanted you specifically to invite you, so to discuss what it means to evolve as a leader, what it takes to navigate gender bias maybe in high stakes environments, and why stories like yours matter so much, not just for business, but also for education and well-being. Because when we understand what exists behind the leadership roles, we see how the mindset, someone's mindset, mentorship, emotional resilience shape not only careers, but also the way we learn and we support each other. So, without further ado, as we say in English, I would like to ask you about your story, climbing the corporate ladder. It's a remarkable story. So when you look back, what experiences or turning points would you say that most shaped the leader that you are today?
I don't want to sound humble, but I don't think that I am a leader. I am a student of leadership. This is how I want to characterize myself. Because once I say that I am a leader, I think that I will stop evolving. And this is like, it's going to kill me. I think that one trait of my personality that helps me be a good student of leadership is curiosity. And it is curiosity in the aspect of, like learning every day something that will help me tomorrow. As difficult as it sounds, I think that you can evolve daily, and you will not see or comprehend it on a daily basis, but it will have a turnout one day where you will say, okay, yeah, I nailed it today, or oh, I didn't nail it, but I have the knowledge to be better the next time that this thing will occur. So I think that this is the aspect of leadership for me.
One thing that I've noticed about you all these years is, as you say, the sparkle of curiosity in your eye when you hear something new. It's like you jot it down and you make sure that next time you know more about it, maybe, or you find something.
Yes. A very good tool for my leadership journey is a notebook. I have a lot of notebooks. Here at Starttech, I was cleaning my desk at the end of 2025. Something as a ritual. I have a ritual. And I counted 6 notebooks. Okay, 6 notebooks. I always write down things. It is how I learn things. I mean, even when I sit down and read a book, I always write down the key points. It helps me learn them, and it gives me, uh, what helps me most is that I have the feeling that whenever I want, I can go back and read it. So I don't need to go back to the whole book, but I have 5, 7, 10 things, and I go back and read them.
Right. Well, that reminds me of 1% better every day, as you said before, which is
One of my main principles in life, and not only on business, I mean, everywhere. The way I handle relationships with my family, with my friends, with my acquaintances,
okay.
all of them.
So one thing is you concentrating on learning, on keeping learning, and actually Starttech is a learning, to me at least, is a learning organization. It's a learning ecosystem, and I see how everyone and the path leads to everyone learning something new continuously. You said concentrating on learning something new, on keeping learning something new is something that helps you grow. In this evolution of yours, growth journey, have you had any other support, maybe mentors, habits? This is a habit already.
Of course.
Moments of failure, maybe.
Failures. I have failures every day, but I embrace them because it's because of the failures that you learn what is right and what is not. So doing mistakes, it's fully acceptable for me and for the organization. Once, twice, we have a problem. 3 times, something is going very, very wrong. I mean, if you do the same failure continuously, not new
The same
mistakes
mistake.
or the same mistake. So yes, of course, and the biggest mentor that I have on my business journey, I can say in general, not only at Starttech, is Dimitris Tsibos, the founder of Starttech. He starts talking and it sounds like you have the Paperuserus Britannica. This is what I tell him. So he uses the continuous learning, and he offers so many chances for all of us here at the Starttech Adventures ecosystem to evolve from your wonderful classes with the language coaching classes that we have here. And I cannot speak for the other languages, but if we speak about English, your class is an experience. It is not a traditional class. No, I'm telling the truth. I mean, this is how I experienced it. And we also have classes of philosophy with philosophers. We have uh, wine lessons, creative writing lessons. We have an open library. Anyone can order a book and read it. Whatever, for any topic that he may want. And of course, we have a lot of seminars that are specified by the occupation that we have here, mostly technology oriented. But we embrace continuous learning, and we also like to give a lot of incentives for people to explore even more things and don't stay at the traditional stuff. Training budget, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I remember in the last lesson, the last English coaching session, one of the trainees, one of the participants, told me about a book. I always bring something new to the class, and I had brought. She said, "Oh, I know this book." And when I asked her, it's about women. the fact that women were not taken into consideration into decisions until very recently. So, for example, a very characteristic example is that there could have not have been a walk of an all women walk in space because spacesuits were not big enough. Not small enough actually. For women, there was only one in the right size. So, and she said, "Oh, but Tsinkos gave this book to us as a gift in a Pigmas." I said, "Ah, makes perfect sense." When you think of, you already explained that mistakes are acceptable. Of course, they are. And when they happen again and again, there seems to be a gap in the learning. Yes, or a gap in the learning process, right? So what would you say is success? How would you define success now in your organization and for yourself, of course?
Success. I mean, I assume that you mean success beyond metrics.
Yes,
like,
we're not
reaching goals, etc.
Yeah.
So, no, this is multidimensional. It requires a multidimensional answer because we can define success, as individuals. And so success for me, a success as an individual, is if I manage to get better every day. This is a success. And another aspect of success for me is to be able to, let's say, be proactive at some point. Read the room and be proactive. This is also success. So for a team, success, I think, is based on how well the team is walking through the day. Of course, there are the principles that guide every team and the phases like norming, storming, performing, all of those things. But I think that if you manage to have a team with clear communication, radical transparency, and mediocrity, I think that this is like a ticket to success.
Okay. I noticed that you do a lot of activities to bond your teams.
Yes.
And we're talking about big teams. I don't know how many individual
we have a lot of we have a lot of how do we say that a lot of initiatives that you can go like solo. You do not have to belong to a very specific team. You just have to be a part of Starttech Adventures ecosystem. And by ecosystem, I mean all the companies, all 4 floors here at our building. It's about 6, 7 companies. So we have a lot of hiking activities, run and fun, kickboxing, things that you can go, yoga classes. So we have activities that also need for your body to participate, not only your mind. As I mentioned before, we have some sitting down activities like classes, creative writing, wine seminars, etc. But we also have the broader company activities, like the whole company goes for a retreat, or we do a lot of night outs with the teams.
So
we
what is the
believe
criterion that makes you choose these specific activities? Are they connected to your people's well-being, or is it something different?
We believe on human interactions, and human interactions being done, in the right way can be a multiplier on the success. I don't believe a lot in the word of, not in the word, in the meaning of work-life balance. I have a very specific thing in my mind. So, in my opinion, you cannot separate your work from your life, because work is a part of your life. And by doing this separation, it's tricky. It's tricky. Without that meaning that I don't believe that you need to have, some very dedicated spaces in your life that you need to worship, okay, and to keep them like in track. But I think that being around 250, 30 people gives you a benefit. And the reason to go to the office and to meet people and to have a cigarette if you want, and to go for beers afterwards. I think that you can create a lot of quality relationships in work. And then you work better. You wake up in the morning and you feel a bit better.
In being connected.
During your commute to the office, you're not like, oh my God, where am I going? So I think the environment needs to be a bit festy, a bit laughy, educational. You need to have a lot of flavors. Just like creating a nice bowl of ice cream, you will put a lot of colors and a lot of flavors. I think this is what we're trying to do here.
Right. You said you don't believe in balance. Would harmony make a better word for that?
Yes.
That's my word. That's my word.
I think that it is better.
Balance is 50-50.
Yes, because balance is like you're trying to measure two different things and don't think that they are different.
Right.
And again, I say that this is my very personal opinion that I have shaped and reshaped, because, I don't think that in our lives, everything or anything is written in stone. You have the privilege of having the liberating privilege of changing your mind. Okay, and this is also an aspect of success. This is also an aspect of success. Let's go back to the second or third question.
Right.
So I think that you may now think that this is right for me, but 1 year later, this is not. And this is what happens with me and the work-life balance thing.
Or harmony thing.
Or yes, now I can say have a harmony in your life. And this is totally up to you. You want to work a lot, work a lot. You don't want to work, don't work. Just find your own harmony and create all those circumstances that will help you live within it.
Right, which is different for everyone. That's what you say.
It is different for everyone, yes.
And I've noticed in all these years that we've been together in Starttech, and you haven't always been in the position that you are, but so we've both experienced the empathy that there is in the company. What role do you think empathy plays in such an ecosystem as Starttech Adventures?
Okay, as hard as it sounds, you need to respect everyone's personality, vice versa. Again, I cannot speak for the other C-level, let's say, leaders for the ecosystem or for the world in general. But I think that if you lean on people and try to truly understand them, and this is not very hard, I mean, just at every conversation, I have one rule. At every conversation, either it is a scheduled meeting or a catch-up call or someone that I see at the kitchen, when they speak to me, I try to listen to them. I'm not thinking the answer I'm going to give. And this helps me see, of course, what they really want to say, but I also try to sense the words behind the words.
Mm-hmm.
And when you try to do that, you also see the mood that they are into. You know, as being in charge of people and not for their work, as Simon Sinek says, who is one of my favorite, he's on my top 3 list. You work for the people. So I do not have the privilege to be biased, because I will ruin everything that I'm building. So I want people to feel free to express themselves and try to find ways to make their, let's say, not their strengths, but their weaknesses turn into strengths, and work on their weaknesses each time. And trust me, this is not easy when you have to do with 40, 45 people on a daily basis. Of course, not every day with them, but you know, people that are in charge need to create that space where everything is welcome. I mean, okay, you understand when I say everything, not everything, but
Yes.
you need to give them all the tools, and I think that space is a tool. So at the end of the day, they are feeling creative and encouraged to go out and try things, because we work with startups, and with startups, nothing is pre-written. We learn every day. We do not have a company that works with processes, that has the product market fit and everything is awesome and awesome. Nothing ever is awesome, but it is more, let's say, business as usual. With the startups, we might see something working one day and the other day everything is collapsed and we have to reinvent the wheel. So in order for this to happen and to have a task force of 15 people working at the core team at Starttech, to have the energy and the courage to go out and try some things, they need to feel welcome. They need to feel like they have the space. But okay, we're trying.
It's part of life.
And it's again multidimensional. I mean, I do not speak with the same way with the CEO of a company and with, let's say, a part of the team, or with a part of a team of a team. It's like you need to also respect some hierarchy and, try to inspire people. And I also believe that leading by example is the best way. You cannot expect someone to do something that you want if you're not doing it. And believing it, not just doing it.
Go there first.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it lasts.
And actually, I've seen you speak last.
Yes, I speak. I try to speak last. Yes, I try to speak
Repeatedly
last.
seen you speak last.
I try to speak last because if I speak first, I shape an opinion, and this is not good.
It's not just that you shape an opinion, it's also what you said before. You allow people to express what they deeply believe inside, and you give yourself time to experience the depth of their words and their state, because it's the state that creates whatever performance there is, right? And I really admire, and I've told everyone in no uncertain terms, I really admire the support that the company gives empathetically to new couples who want to have children, to new parents. It's amazing what you do.
And also the parenting program is something very innovative in the, let's say, in Greek companies. I don't I don't think that a lot of Greek companies have the parenting program that we have. And it is inspiring because, and this is where I can say that work-life balance is like, I don't agree, because you need to be like, you cannot be a parent without having a help from the company that you work. A lot of people nowadays, they have a lot of anxious, like, am I going to be the professional I was before the child, and will I have the help, and will I have the money? And so the parenting program that we have created, and actually no, it is not we, it is like Dimitris Tsigos and Vangelis Michalopoulos that co-created that program. It's a huge benefit.
It is.
Because it gives, besides the money, it is the actual support. It is a combination of money plus some days off plus some extra help for when the baby is born until it reaches a certain point of the age that it is not going to need any more help.
It's
a flexibility, let's say, the flexibility that it gives in combination with money.
That's where empathy comes in. It is actually empathy in action in this specific area, which unfortunately in Greece doesn't offer much. As a state, I mean, the Greek state doesn't offer much. But a private company does, and that's amazing. Anyway, so you've grown and you've stepped into a leadership role, whether you call it studying leadership or being a leader, whichever way you call it. The thing is, in your area, in Starttech, in tech businesses, women are still underrepresented, and we both know that very well, right? So, have you encountered those legendary invisible ceilings yourself?
If I said yes, it would be a lie. Because I am in that ecosystem for the last 8 years and I have never encountered that. I am a living example. So when I entered the tech world, it was a totally new world for me. I used to be a manager in another company, a consulting company, for 8 years, and we were all women. Okay. It was a consulting company, though. We were like 8 women and 2 men plus the owner of the company. After that, I took a little break from that corporate life, and I decided to study fitness and be a Zumba instructor and the rest. So there, I was studying to become a personal trainer, and we were literally 50-50, 50 men, 50 women. And then when I went out to the gyms and I was working for them, I was always feeling welcome. And here at Starttech, okay, yes, of course, I was fully embraced, and I don't think that I have encountered that seal.
Okay.
But this is not, I'm not saying that this is not true, that this is not happening, but I haven't encountered it. Okay. And I'm feeling blessed for that.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Yes, I am one of the lucky ones.
So if no ceiling as such existed in the company, was there a ceiling that was self-constructed in a way? Would you say that there are internal hurdles for a woman who is growing into?
Yes, I think that they are. I think that they are. And if you dive deep, I think that for the most cases, you will see that the ceiling is something that we put to ourselves. I don't think that if we dive deep inside us, we wouldn't have found another way to do things. It is all about the perception and the stereotypes. But I think that women and men, but you asked me about women, can achieve anything. So I will put it general. A human being can achieve anything that he wants. No, maybe not on the circumstances that he is living at the certain point that the problem occurs. But this is why, life is life changing so quickly is an advantage as it is a disadvantage.
So, no ceilings for you, and I'm really happy to hear that, especially by a young person like you. I was wondering if a woman in a position, in a leadership position or in a responsible position, if you wish, a learner of leadership, has to has to pay a higher price to be in that position than a man.
If the woman has decided to have family, for sure, yes. I don't think that it is an easy road to go. On my personal experience, I have my sister who's struggling between the balance of parenthood and business and personal life. So when another element comes, with you drop something to the seats, with look, and I think that this is what happens also. But I think that yes, women need in general to do more to gain some things, to hit some milestones. I think that they do.
I'm seeing it in education as well, and I'm wondering whether it's the system that's created in this way, which also it is, or it's also ourselves demanding from ourselves more things. We are more.
I think that it goes both ways. We have been raised with that stereotype. We have been raised with a lot of stereotypes. And one is that being a woman always was, yes, you had more expectations. You were given with the responsibility of creating a family. You needed to be married. You needed to have children. Those are things that have a lot of burden in your life. And you need, from this position to go like that and start walking your life. And if I may share, I have a very personal, let's say, theory. I have said to myself that having a family and children will not be my first priority. And this is something that came up just because of those stereotypes. And, it was like I was hearing all the time, when are you going to have children? When are you going? Whenever it comes, if it comes, this is...
Not as an expectation, but as a personal need.
As a personal need, yes. And this also has given me, the freedom to invest more time to do what I love. And I love working. I mean, don't take it literally. I enjoy working. I don't see most of the times work as something that I'm doing out of necessity or getting on the month. I do it because I see potential in it and I like how I grow and how I shape my character and how I go on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's more conceptual than just
It's
the
part of your
belief.
identity. It's part of who you
It's part of my
you
identity. Yes,
see
it's part of my identity.
how you see yourself as a human being.
Yeah.
I wanted us to start with your journey, which is so unusual, and that's why I wanted to bring it out from a Zoom-based instructor in a company to an office manager, and then a personal assistant to the manager, and then a manager yourself. So
and the marketing department, and then
right,
head
I
of
missed those
venture,
points, right?
and then the head of venture builder, and then the managing director.
Right.
What a
Oh,
journey!
yeah, what a journey! What a journey indeed.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that we talked about skills, life skills in this journey, like curiosity, like agility, like the ability to listen carefully instead of listen to reply.
To reply, yes.
Right. So, and I wanted us to take this discussion into the area of education. You know that this concept, this podcast is addressed to educators also. I wanted to ask you how you see nowadays, or in your days, the education part of you studied business administration, is that right? Okay, so how you
Exactly.
looking back, how that those this training, this education was connected to the market? Was there a connection, whatever? And what do you see now?
To be honest, no connection at all. We were educated with, like the basics of management and the basics of economics that nowadays don't even come close to apply to real business life. So, for instance, we were taught how to create a business plan, a 5-year business plan. I mean, literally, that was my last essay, how to create the best business plan, like with a 5 years roadmap. And nowadays, you cannot, especially in the startup era where I work for, you cannot have any planning more than 6 months. I
And
mean,
if
6 months. Yeah. I mean, anything else is so, I mean, life is moving so quickly nowadays. And I think that we have a huge misalignment between reality and the educational and the curriculum that they have at universities, and not at universities, and at schools also.
that's something I wanted to discuss. So as you're in the hiring process in the company, what do you see young people struggling to do or to be? What skills do you think they need to develop so that they are successful at work?
A lot of skills. I could think of a lot of skills now, but because this thing is very personal, I would say that I would start with humility, because humility is a life principle for me. Just be humble and understand where you stand, where you want to go, and grow the best path to reach your goals. Don't assume that you know everything. Don't assume that you don't know nothing. Just be present, be there. Okay, this is the first. The second is agility. I've used this word I think a lot in that podcast, but this is also very true. And agility comes along with growth mindset.
Mm.
Okay, you need to put yet at everything you say. Haven't done that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't accomplished that yet.
Yeah.
So these things allow you to grow, and the agility also helps you, I think, to make a healthy transition between the university mode that
Mm.
you are. Because of the university mode, you are obligated to learn some things and write them down, and you do not do a lot of research. You do not go to real life examples. You do not expose yourselves to the brutal reality
Mm.
of work. So if you're a person that has learned how to be agile and how to embrace all those
Mm.
very um, all those emotions that come up when
Mm.
you
Mm.
enter your work, I think that you will find a way to manage it and to make it more soft.
Mm.
Make a softer transition.
Right. So if for young people who are not on the right track yet, what do you suggest that can help them? What do you suggest that can help them build those skills?
I would suggest for everyone to get to know it, to get to know themselves
Yes.
better.
Mm.
Okay, because if you know yourself, truly know yourself, and you're not lying about
Mm.
yourself to yourself, you will find those aspects that need
Mm.
improvement. You will find room of improvement, and then starting by that, you can you can create the learning journey that you need to do in order to become what you want. I
Mm-hmm.
cannot give specific things. I mean, I can say by myself that I am a podcast lover. I
Mm.
listen to podcasts a lot. Um, I love reading books. I love watching people. I mean, you can find a role model and see how he or she operates and get the basic idea and try to fit it in your personality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't don't be a meme. This won't work. Um,
Although role models do work.
Role models work, but you
Yes.
have to make it fit to
Mm-hmm.
your own personality. It is like wearing a cloth that doesn't fit you. Everyone can understand that. Eh,
Yeah.
You have to find the way to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You need to understand that you need to know, you need to educate yourself every day. You need to be a lifelong learner.
Right.
And this stands for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be a parent without being a lifelong learner? Can you assume that you know everything? No.
Or whatever. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So keep learning.
ChatGPT releases a new model now every 3 months. Imagine what will come next.
I remember the zero edition of ChatGPT when it first started, and then it was like in a month. I don't remember. In a month there was edition one, and it was like version one, and it was like wow. And then in 3 months, version two. Oh, and
Effie, do you remember that we were discussing that at one of our last classes?
I
And
do.
you had the conversation and you were discussing with it, and after that I came out and I was, what is that? I mean, you literally introduced to me ChatGPT. Had
Mm.
no idea since then.
Right. It was
Yeah.
a shock to all those of us who could fathom what was going on. Now it's part of
Yeah.
our life. It's part,
Yeah.
and you probably are better at working with it than I am.
I am very, yes, I love working with LLMs.
Mm, and I keep learning from them. So if there is one thing that education can do to improve the situation for young people, or how should education change? That's more like the question I'm gonna go. How should education change to be able to support young people in their real lives?
I think that the education and the educational workers and the education decision makers should embrace the reality, find truth and embrace it. As Ray Dalio says in his book, uh, you have to face the truth. Things are not going well with education. So let's create a vision to align education with reality and try to work backwards. Like, what could we do in a short term, in a long term, and do, like a business plan, like do
But
something,
not 5-year business plan, like a
not
shorter
5 years,
one.
and also try to include some soft skills to the education process.
This is
Yeah.
the question I asked at the university meeting a few days ago. We ran a workshop in Thessaloniki University for teacher students. The focus of the workshop were soft skills and self-regulation, relationships, and options. And at the end of the workshop, I asked them, what will education be like in 5 years if these things started being taught now to you? A completely different scenario, a completely different world. And then our children will be different as well. So yes, we need to start by teaching the teachers, supporting the
Course, of course, of course.
yeah. So it's been amazing. Really, I really enjoyed our discussion, and your first podcast ever as a guest.
Yeah.
You started well, and you know
Actually,
what? At the end, good. At the end of our podcast, we always play a game. It's 3 questions. It's a fire chat. You answer as fast as you can, without thinking much. Not that you.
yeah, go.
Okay. So, what would you have studied if you at the beginning when you started your studies, if you knew what you know now?
Feels like cheating because I had a discussion earlier this day about that, and I said
Amazing.
psychology.
Oh wow! You said
Psychology.
psychology because.
Because working with people for the last 7 years here at Starttech, I think that you can learn how to do the job, but it is even harder to actually cooperate in a very healthy and constructive way with people. So I think that I need psychology lessons now to
Okay,
do it in a better way, maybe.
all right. Well, welcome to the school then. What's something new that you learned this past year, and surprised you?
That I can do a 2 week total break from work. It was the first time since I remember myself working that I unplugged me for 2 weeks.
What was it like?
It's awkward in the beginning, but I can see the benefits now that I returned back because I am more energized and more relaxed in my mind. So I think that this helps me make better decisions.
Great. Like taking part in this podcast, for example.
Yes.
And last but not least, what's one thing that you do to relax?
Besides, look at the ceiling when I go home. Okay. Walk. I walk a lot. Walking is something that is relaxing me, and I prefer walking alone when I need to relax. Okay, not all the time.
Right. Okay. You know, I'm thinking of asking you one more thing. One book that you would suggest?
Since I mentioned it earlier, I think that I would suggest Principles of Ray Dalio. It is a book that can help you see in a different way and maybe give you some aha moments about principles that you can carry on for your life and your work.
Very interesting. We'll keep it in mind. So, Iro, thank you so very much for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I really enjoyed our conversation.
I did too. And thank you for reminding us that in life, curiosity, courage, and perseverance can build careers and communities. Your journey shows how leadership can grow from positions where we did not expect it, maybe, to where we are now, and keep growing. To our listeners, if this conversation inspired you, hit what?
The subscribe button.
Yes, of course. So hit the subscribe button and share it with a fellow educator or anyone who you think will be interested. Thank you and take care.